Hey, welcome to Black Gumbo. We're going to share some Christmas tradition with you on this special thing. Just look around my house and be with my people.
Add shortening sugar. Salt! I always forget the salt.
What's the problem?
Who wants to knead?
Callie,
It starts to
ready
come up
knead?
here. Are you kneading, Callie?
Yeah.
Alright, this is it.
Hold on.
Oh,
Why does it
on.
look like that?
because it hasn't been kneaded yet. Mush flip. There you go.
And if you take it, like, scoop your hands underneath it, fold it over, and then take the palms of your hands and smash it down.
It's the whole egg.
Roll. That's a lot of cinnamon rolls.
Yes, Caleb, this is what you always do, son. You told me to push down.
Not make a hole.
I didn't mean to.
Delaney is waiting on
I love
me.
this. What's wrong with Laney? Why's she bleeding?
What?
Who's bleeding?
No one.
Oh, you said Laney was bleeding on you.
Waiting on me.
What you doing, Sam?
Mixing the brown sugar and cinnamon. You gotta do better than that. I know. I'm just breaking up the chunks.
Does it have to rise?
Oh, Caleb.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't think it up.
I saw him popping it. It's like coming out of the shower. Does my hair look dry? No. No, it doesn't.
What did you say, Callie?
I think it looks fine.
I'm with Cal. Tall Santa? Tall wooden Santa. What did I miss?
Let me find the.
What is that? Let me see.
That ornament.
That's something. Hey, put the Santa Claus thing around the bottom so if something falls, it'll be a cushion. Here. Get down there and crawl on your hands and knees, buddy.
Which picture of baby Caleb?
We made those down at Ormond Bayou, didn't we?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Tell this is mine because it sucks.
Okay, so my role in the Head Family Christmas is the fajitas. Gotta have fajitas. Fajitas. If you're not from around the area where they have Tex Mex food, I think fajitas are a national thing now. Fajitas came out in the 70s. Not real sure about that. I would have to check my article on the history of Tex Mex on my blog, my old blog, Ali Sheba Kitchen. Anyway, fajitas are one of our favorite foods around here, so it's become a thing that when you have a big party, you have fajitas. What are you doing out there, huh? You have no Christmas spirit?
So your dough starts pretty small, but if you use the yeast right and you're gentle with it, it should double in size in about 30 minutes if you keep it in a warm spot.
That's pretty. Is that what's going on over here?
Well, over here they're rising again, so it rises from this into this, and then once we roll it out right here, we've got our different stations throughout. So then this station here, we roll it up into the cinnamon roll, and then once they're rolled, we let them rise again. And so when they're rising here, they double in size again, and once they've doubled, then they go in the oven and they bake.
Cool.
Oh, there we go. Put some pressure. So we need to roll as tight as possible here.
Melody Kalikimaka is a wise way to say Merry Christmas to you.
This is gonna be a bad cinnamon roll if we don't. Spread the love, man.
Okay, so if you kind of pick it up and pull a little bit. For like the entire first year, we were so confused about why they were so raw in the middle.
Yes.
But we stuffed them in there, like side by side. Just keep in mind they're gonna double in size.
I'm so excited. Are we gonna make orange lights?
We can.
That's my favorite.
It's so good.
The orange. I didn't know you liked the
I
orange.
do. We're,
Yes, sir.
rude.
Because you never do that.
Never. I do it on a daily basis. I do. Not to her though.
What?
Kick people's knees
So what tips do you have for this recipe?
in. Okay, so first of all, when you're mixing the dough, right? You're gonna, if you use a regular mixer like we do, your dough is gonna become so large that it starts to engulf the, where is it? It's gonna start to engulf your dough pin. Like the dough as you're mixing, it's gonna start, and that's the point at which we always panic. So we always have to tell each other not to panic because it's okay if it goes up and over. You just need to get it mixed enough to get the dough out of the bowl and knead it with more flour. So once you do that, you're good. So the other thing is before you roll your actual cinnamon roll, the long roll, you're gonna roll it out flat and put the brown sugar cinnamon mixture on there. We do it a little bit differently and put about a ½ pound of butter on the dough before we roll it so that the brown sugar cinnamon mixture adheres, and it just makes it taste better because we don't think you can go wrong with butter.
Butter, you can't go wrong with butter.
One of the most important tips that we learned the hard way about cooking cinnamon rolls is when you put them in the pan, before you put them in the oven, you have to space them out. If you get them too close to each other, then when they rise, they're gonna butt up against each other, which isn't really a big problem, but then when you cook them, the ones in the middle stay raw. So you have to give them their space so that they all cook evenly, otherwise they just turn into a big lump of dough.
When did you find this out?
We found that out the whole first year that we made these, and then when we made my groom's cake, which was made out of cinnamon rolls, we found that out as well because we tried to make a ring and we put what did we put in the middle of those? We had to put a cake pan in the middle so that the middle would stay an empty circle, and when we pulled it out, it had lifted up and tilted over, and it was the volcano of cinnamon rolls. It was just a disaster. So.
What do you think?
Delish.
What's your favorite fajita?
Beans, cheese, sour cream, meat, and salsa.
No onions?
If they're sauteed.
Alright, there's your perfect fajitas. Meat, grilled onions, some refried beans, some guacamole, fajita meat, hot sauce, and if I had some cilantro, I'd sprinkle it on top. so big and fat you can't eat it without it dripping all over your shirt.
See, just knowing you're recording makes me mess up.